In today's log, Oceana wears a funny hat, Chris flashes his torch and then his chest, and we explore a couple of caverns.
Hi, welcome to Aquatic Australia. I'm your host Sharky Jones, and this is my skipper Oceana Jones for today. Skipper in the training, and we're going to Rottnest to try to dive Opera House, but if not, we'll look at somewhere else.
On our way past Hillary's, we spot someone familiar.
You don't often see me sitting here in the back, but she's doing a great job of helming.
The Opera House is a large cave on the northeast side of a large reef in 23 to 35 metres of depth, about 3 nautical miles northeast of Rottnest. Sometimes you can find grey nurse sharks hanging out in the cave, but none today, sadly. Today's dive is a special one. It's my 500th dive in Australia since I moved here. Today I set my anchor about 10 metres from the entrance. Quickly we see the cleft that looks like a ledge, and then a sinkhole. Then, as you descend to the sand, you realise it opens up into an otherworldly, vast cavern. My buddy Chris is a geologist. He has become fascinated with this cave, and we chose this dive today to capture more video and to try to better understand this cave and its geology. Moving east into the cave, on our right, which is to the south, there's a large hole in the ceiling from an ancient ceiling collapse, and there's debris from the ceiling on top of visible layers of rock. These ceiling skylights turn the cavern into a number of reasonably safe swim-throughs for the experienced diver, so you can avoid staying in an overhead environment as there are a lot of exits. Just north of the pit, there is a large rock hanging down from the ceiling. At first I wondered if it was a stalactite, but on closer inspection it looks to be erosion of the rock around the feature at the base. Chris told me before that based on previous dives, he wonders if at one time there was a river flowing through here in the last ice age, when the sea level was lower and Rottnest was nothing more than a peninsula east to west with rivers, and this would have been on the north side with river flowing from the south to the north. A large King George whiting swims past us. This is a popular table fish. The southeast side of the cave leads out of the side of the hill and into a circle of rock with some arches, including one shaped like a heart. This area used to be a large cavern, but at some point the roof caved in a long time ago. This may have been where the water might have flowed out and down towards what was then sea level. We head back to the north and back into the cavern towards the stage or platform in the middle of the opera house. Walls and rocks are coated in colourful sponges with numerous skylights streaming gentle blue light down into the cave and schools of bullseyes glittering like jewels scattered on blue velvet reflecting the light. We head back east towards the pit and our boat anchor. All of the skylight entrances and walls leading to the caves are lined with lots of pretty Gorgonian sea fans. They're a type of soft coral that filters food from the water, and there's also lots of colourful sponges. We head back to the anchor and start our ascent, taking one last look back at the rock cleft. I'm going to talk a bit now about small boat diving, as it's a good chance to look at the differences between this and large charter boats that you may be used to. As we ascend, we notice a distinct thermocline at 22 metres of depth, and it gets noticeably warmer by about 1 or 2 Celsius. Also, as we ascend, we avoid pulling or putting any weight on the anchor line because it's only a small anchor. We don't want to dislodge it. First, when we get back to the boat, we hand up cameras and fragile gear, or ensure it's in the bow or the other side of the boat away from the area where the weight belts get plonked in, which in my boat is the port side by the driver. Next, we should hand up weight belts, and if possible again making sure that they don't end up on top of fragile cameras. Next should be the gear, but this time Chris is taking fins off first. This is okay, but they're best left to the end. Now you can take your gear off, and if you take it off your left shoulder, first you can keep your reg in your mouth, and then clip your gear to the equipment line so it doesn't float away. Now if you have your fins left on and you're young and fit, you can kick your fins and climb straight out on the tubes like getting out of a swimming pool. But as old geezers, find a small rib ladder so much easier. But you need to take your fins off first. Now, with one buddy on top and one in the water, you pass up both sets of dive kit, with one pushing and the other pulling. It helps spread the load. Now it's my turn. You can see me put my weights up first, right into the area where I said to be careful of putting any fragile stuff, because that's where the weights end up. Always have a space for your weight belts. Next, my BCD comes off and gets clipped off, and then gets handed up with each of us helping. Then the gear is stowed. Now comes the fins, and I climb out. We had a great dive, and now it's time to move to our second dive site, Grouper Point. For our second dive site, with the sea breeze starting to kick in, although a bit weaker in autumn than summer, we move closer into the shore to Grouper Caves, where it's shallower and more sheltered. This reef has some nice topography with gullies, canyons, swim-throughs and some reasonably sized caves. We start near the southwest side and head north down the gullies to find Grouper Cave, also aligned with the gullies topography. Then we head northeast to the east wall. Sadly, this time I couldn't find the east cave, but that's for next time. A large bald-chin groper passes close by to me in a valley. This is a popular table fish as well, and is currently protected by the demersal species ban. Now a red moorwong swims close to my camera. We swim south from our anchor point and quickly find the large grouper cave. I sometimes call it crinoid cave, as I found a number of feather stars or crinoids here in the holes, just waiting to come out at night. The cave is a number of arches and canyons in close proximity. It's also on multiple levels, and there's lots of colourful sponges and soft corals under the overhangs. It's also a good place to spot western blue devilfish and crays. On the east side of the reef there is a slope with gullies, and I find a smaller cave. These two western talma are a type of butterfly fish endemic to Australia. They're territorial and they pair off, with each pair defending a territory and mating for life. We then head back to the boat, finding some small ledges just southwest of our boat. I find another hole with lots of crays. They don't really interest me much, especially for photographing, but I post them to tease my cray hunting family and friends, who always ask me, why don't I bring crays back? Well, my hands are full with cameras. We pop up from a small cave or swim through right at the boat's anchor and start our ascent. Skipper trainee Oceana gets us all on board and helps us stow our kit before we pull the anchor, get sorted out for the hour-long journey back to Ocean Reef. That's better. Alright, we're back. Great days out diving with Fuzzy Duck, my crew, and my wonderful trainee skipper up there. And my buddy Chris, Dr. C, and 2 great dives. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share and subscribe, and join us again on Aquatic Australia.